Hello YouTube, I am SouthpawJunior, and I am once again posted to the Nerdtendo 64 channel. I'm wearing my noodle shirt. I haven't done an unscripted video in a while, and I figured that I would take some time to talk about games. So, today let's talk about RPGs. I wasn't really into these until about late last year, sort of October time. And my first one that I properly played through was Final Fantasy VII. Now, a lot of people said, oh, this is one of the greatest games ever, one of the greatest RPGs, one of the greatest PS1 games. Oh, I think it's a little overrated. It's still a good game. So, maybe not the best for beginners, but it was enough to sort of get me into the genre of turn-based RPGs. The series creator called it Final Fantasy because Square was going bankrupt at the time, and he thought this would be their last game. But Final Fantasy on the NES sold very well, and so it spawned a whole manner of sequels. Now we're getting Final Fantasy 15 this year. So, the title is a bit... what's the word? Incorrect, let's say. So yeah, in classic PlayStation 1 style, because it's a long game, it spans across multiple discs. That's so good. Next up, Final Fantasy X. So, luckily you can play the Final Fantasy games without having to have played all previous installments. They're very rarely connected, and if they are, instead of like continuing on the sequelization, they'll just call it 10-2 or 11-2 or whatever. There was a 10-2, but I don't own it. So Final Fantasy X, haven't played much of it. It's pretty good, you know. Oh, got a receipt there. Yeah, it's just because I haven't had the time to get into it, you know. I'll just read you the blurb. The magical world of Spyro is under threat from Sin, an evil entity that unleashes havoc, terror, and destruction. Join Tidus, a heroic blitzball superstar, and Yuna, a courageous girl skilled in the ancient art of summoning, as they embark on an epic quest to defeat Spyro's deadliest enemy. Only the final summoning can defeat Sin and bring peace to Spyro. Calling like the main antagonist Sin. Subtle. This will make for a great thumbnail. Next up, I'm not doing this in any particular order, just whatever catches my eye. Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn. So, a game for a failed console. So, most people probably haven't heard of this. It was released on Xbox Live Arcade, I know that much. So Guardian Heroes is like a side-scrolling platformer, sort of beat-em-up. Why did I say platformer? It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, basically. But there's sort of three planes with which you can walk on. You got like the foreground, the middle ground, and the background, and there'll be enemies on all of them, and you can deal with them as you please. You can pull off all sorts of combos and moves and stuff. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's done by Treasure, I think, the same guys as Mischief Makers, which may or may not have a video coming out soon. Yeah. So yeah, it's not like your typical turn-based RPG. It's rather just a beat-em-up with RPG elements, because you can like upgrade your characters and upgrade certain stats like vitality, speed, agility, strength, and all that, and luck. But it's still very arcade influenced in the fact that you have limited lives and continues. On the easiest setting, I think you get something like 100 continues. Although, if you want a bit of a challenge, you can go on some of the harder difficulties, which only have sort of 10 continues and 3 continues, and so on. Whatever. So, if you own a Sega Saturn, you might want to pick this up. If you don't, you still might want to pick this up. It's on Xbox Live Arcade. Pretty good game. Jesus Christ, you may have introduced boxes to video games, but sure as hell didn't perfect them, did you? Not boxes, sorry, cases. Trials in the Sky. Not Trials in the Sky. Trails in the Sky. Or Tits. Trails in the Sky. This is a late release PSP game. It's originally a 2004 PC game, but it was ported to the PlayStation Portable in 2011. I've been getting into this quite well. I bought this brand new for about £20. That's alright. It is like it is a turn-based RPG. Like within battles, it's sort of like a field with which you can walk on. As in, like, I don't want to like compare it to chess, but it kind of is in a way. It's like you say, oh, you go here and then possibly attack, or you stay here and do this. Except you're not limited to where you can go. You're just limited to that sort of field. And you can do stuff to increase your speed, to hinder enemies, and there's all sorts of interesting mechanics in this game, like orbs and Sepith and stuff. If you probably don't know what I'm on about, I haven't played this game, so let's see if we can find something in the manual, shall we? Now, I like video game manuals, although they're not really needed these days. They're just something nice to have, you know, read about the game and stuff. So this is actually a very nice one, because although it's in black and white, it's got pictures, it's got drawings and stuff. So, key terminology, here we go. Orbman, a personal use orbal device capable of a multitude of functions, all of which depend on the exact configuration of the quartz slotted within them. Orbments are unique to each individual and may be fully customized based on the elemental attributes of each slot, as well as the way in which these slots connect to form complete circuits, known as lines. Sepith, a septium fragment possessing properties of earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. These fragments comprise the building blocks of quartz and are generally acquired by defeating monsters in battle. Now, quartz, a crystal made from septium fragments called sepith. When placed into Orbman slots, quartz can boost various attributes of the Orbman's bearer. In addition, based on the configuration of the quartz within an Orbman, the bearers are granted magical abilities known as orbal arts. Quartz may be crafted only by the professional artisans employed at orbal factories, and often require large amounts of sepith to be formed properly. There you go, there's a basic summary of what I'm on about. If you're on a PSP, it might be worth a go. Well, I don't really get RPGs on handhelds, it's just a weird idea to me, because a handheld is supposed to be like pick up and play. But you can save at any time, so, you know, it works. Okay. Advance Wars for the Game Boy Advance. Is it an RPG? Not like a traditional turn-based sense, but it's sort of a strategy game. You have a battlefield, and you've got your team on this side and a base, and they've got their team on that side and a base. And you've got to try and command your team to either wipe out all enemy units or take over their base. However, their objective is the same, and so you've got to try and manage your troops and supplies and artillery the best you can. Now, I'm not very good at this game, but I still like it a lot. I think it's worth it. And every time you go into battle with something, there's all sorts of factors to do with how well you'll do. Like the number of your units within that party, and the number of their units. Where you are, say if you're in the forest, you'll be better protected than you are will be just out in the open, or if you're in a city. Yeah, so that factors into it. And every time you go into battle, a sort of cutscene plays. You can see the units up close, firing, and you can see what it does to the other side, sort of split down the middle. I'll show you some footage. And you see your reaction and the other team's reaction as well. It's pretty cool. Final Fantasy Ring of Fates. The only reason I bring this up is because this is technically the first RPG I played on the DS when I was young. This and Final Fantasy VII, whatever. Yeah, I don't actually know how to play this. Well, I didn't. I probably could pick this up and play it. It just confused me. I was like, what? No, I'll just go back to playing Mario, thanks. Well. Oh wait, yeah, Pokemon Red. Released in 1999 in Europe. The first in the Pokemon series. I quite like it. It's got a lot of charm. However, is it really a good first Pokemon game? Depends. I'd say later generations might be better. Not the best Pokemon game, but still a good introduction to the series, as in the start of the series. Got a lot of charm, and although, yeah, it's very buggy, glitchy in places. I mean, I think that's a bit exaggerated, although not really. As in, it's not unplayable glitchy or unplayable buggy. And normal gameplay, you probably won't notice. It's just that all of the battle mechanics are unbalanced and unfair, and there's a lot of glitches you can perform. And some glitches will actually use to your advantage, so yeah, there you go. Pokemon Gold, the sequel to Red, Blue, Yellow and Green, originally based with Silver, and then later became Crystal. This is Generation 2 of Pokemon. Now, it's got a very nice shiny label. I'm not a massive fan of Gen 2. I don't know why. I mean, I still haven't put my finger on it. Maybe it's just like adding all this new stuff and it's a bit overwhelming or something. I don't know. It doesn't grip me like other games have. But it's still good nonetheless. I'll play it from time to time. Pokemon Ruby, the first Pokemon game I played. It was Generation 3 this time round. Another nice fancy shiny level. Now this is a... Now here the graphics are upgraded to 32-bit Game Boy Advance, however not 3D. It looks very nice. The music's very nice. And alright, all around it's a pretty good game. Although again, maybe not the best Pokemon game. Not my favourite, but it's pretty high up there for me. I wouldn't spin this between my fingers. Let's try this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh my god. Yeah. Bam! Pokemon Black, bitch! That was a bit aggressive, but still, this is my favourite Pokemon game, and I can say that wholeheartedly. A lot of people don't like Gen 5, I don't know why. On the DS, it's sort of pseudo 3D, as in the world and environment's 3D, but the people and Pokemon and everything are all sprites, 2D sprites. And it's an interesting sort of blend, but they pull it off well, it looks very nice. Now, this is got a much heavier plot than, say, Gen 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played 4, but that's supposed to have a very deep story as well. And Gen 6, I've no clue about. Gen 7's coming out this year. Yay, Sun and Moon. Go Moon. Why did I do that? Hashtag Go Moon. So I think this is the best. This is double battles, triple battles, all things introduced in later games. It's got rotation battles. It's got game change. Oh, I'm just reading the back now. It's got the game changer of the season. It's got really good art style, actually. Like, a lot of people don't like the post Gen 2 art style when they change it from sort of watercolors and stuff to a more sort of modern design, but I love it anyway. It still looks very good. Maybe it doesn't stand out as much, but it still looks good. I like it. Can you see why I don't work well off a script? I've got things I need to say, but I don't know how to formulate them into words. I'm top set English, by the way, so you know this is where your tax money's going. Also, has been introduced into Gen 5 as well as refined mechanics of all the games. Got this off eBay bidding, about £20. Got Wi-Fi connection stuff that's shut down. Oh, get the mythical Pokemon Victini. You meet Victini in Pokemon Black version and Pokemon White version with the key item Liberty Passes open to be distributed by Nintendo Wi-Fi connection on the recent date, March 4th, 2010, I think it is. Or March 4th, 2011, sorry, until April 22nd, 2011. It's usually also available at respective retailers in some countries. I can't get this. I don't know. I'd have to either have it traded or cheated in. Get latest news, watch Pokemon animation and play Pokemon minigames at the official website, pokemon.co.uk. Join Club Nerdtendo, it no longer exists. I had to spend all my stars before it shut down, so it's fine. So, very good. Best Pokemon game I have played. Now, finally is the bunch that I have here. Persona 4. Now, everyone and anyone who's owned a PS2 and is a weeaboo has been raging about the PlayStation 4. What? No, Persona series. It's because it does have PS4 in it, so you can forgive me. And I'm like, oh my god, I want a piece of that action. So what? Play Persona 3 or Persona 3 Fez, is it? Was going for? And then I said, fuck that. I'm going for Persona 4. It's more affordable. I got this brand new, or at least I have to assume it's brand new. It's in some sort of wrap. But so let's just read the blurb. Turn on, tune in, and drop dead. A rumor is going around school that by looking at a TV screen at 12 AM on a rainy night, the face of your soulmate will be revealed. Was that all? A chain of murders appears to be connected with the rumor, and you and your team of Persona users must brave the mysterious television world after another schoolmate dies. I'm dying. Yeah. So, innovative adventure gameplay. Traditional RPG gameplay is mixed with social stimulation. Okay. Simulation. Master your social links with friends to come on combat support. I've heard about that, and that's something I've never seen in the game before, so that should be interesting. I've seen gameplay of this, but I haven't actually played it yet. This is why it's still in the wrap. In fact, why don't we open it? Soundtrack included. Nice. Also, a 2009 release for the PS2. I mean, yeah, it's not the latest. I think the last game was FIFA 15, was it? Or FIFA 14. Either way, that's crazy. That's over 13, 14 years since the system launched. Because it was 2001 in Japan. I think it was 2000 in Japan. And then, sorry, and then rebirthed 2001 everywhere else. So, I'm ready, guys. This case feels a bit good. Okay. It does come with a soundtrack. Amazing. Persona 4 soundtrack selection. Bam. Wow, I'm happy. I haven't even heard of it. I haven't really been paying attention to the music in this game. But I'm happy, it's a freebie. We've got a very nice looking manual here. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4. And oh my god, the manual's in colour. This game knows how to make a first impression. Goodness. And then here's... Ooh, new game smell. That's a thing, by the way. I maintain that's a thing. So be careful. What's with this case? It feels really flimsy. I assume it's the real deal, because there's a logo there, but I'm not sure. Also, where's memory card storage? What is up with late release PS2 games? This is the only one I have. So there's the actual disc itself. I'm trying my best not to touch the back. Wow. It's a 12 on, according to the USK. It looks to be German. Ooh, but it's a bit naughty. It's 16. I'm only 14. Ooh. Only a recommendation, I still maintain, so it's okay. So let's pop that back. I shall be playing this later on tonight. I might share a video with my impressions and stuff. And throughout my videos, I don't just say, oh, there'll be a video, this will be a video, that maybe. Hopefully all these ideas will go through. I don't care. Or no at the moment. So let's just stay in the present. This, I'm excited for this. Where was the box with the Pokemon Black? Oh, here. This, very good. This, also very good. This, and this, good, not the best. This I don't like so much, but that's just personal preference. This, not sure if it really counts as an RPG, but I still like it. This, Final Fantasy Fate. I can't belch very well. This, Final Fantasy 7. Pretty good. Overhyped though. Final Fantasy 10. Haven't played much of it. I'm sure it'll be good. Guardian Heroes. I like it. Freaking case. Disc is already fallen out. Never mind. It's very good. It's just on a system that's didn't do very well. Not a bad system, mind you. And then a Nintendo DS for show. There we go. Oh, with Metroid in there. So there we go. This has been a let's talk about games segment. A segment that will probably be very horrible. Most likely filmed in 4:3 because this is an old camcorder. And I should probably end the video now because I'm running out of things to say. Please like, subscribe, and check out some of our other content. Because although I may be an incompetent fool, the other two people I'm doing this with might not be. So check out our other stuff. I'm SouthpawJunior. Thanks for watching.